Hello guys, we're making progress. I just want to show you I've got the gravel bike in the trainer at the moment because I'm not going to be going out riding anymore now until we leave. So I'll be using this today, tomorrow, and Sunday just to do a training session each day on Zwift. I'm finishing up a gravel training program, and I've got 3 sessions to do, so I'll do one today, one tomorrow, Saturday, and one on Sunday, and then I will give this bike a clean and get it all ready for racing. And it's not looking too tidy at the moment. I've got a road tyre on the back because it's in the trainer, and I've got brand new tyres on the bike. These are Maxxis new 40mm tyres. I had 36mm on there before, and I've got 40mm on there now. Which gives a little bit more suspension and a little bit more grip. And obviously I've got the same for the rear, but I haven't got that on at the moment because I'm using it in the trainer. So this will be the last bike I get ready. I'll use this for training in here on the trainer for 3 days, and then I'll get this one ready on Sunday, and then we'll be ready to go. Lisa's bike's already completely done and put in the bag now, so I'll show you that. And my bike is cleaned and ready for the chain to be oiled properly now, so I'll show you that as well. Okay guys, speak to you soon. So guys, here's my bike, and I had to send this off, well, the suspension had to be sent off to Specialized in Madrid because the rear suspension stopped working properly. So that got sent off, and what they've actually done is they've completely changed the internals on this rear shock. So the rear shock is now got the 2019 internals in, so it works a little bit differently to how it was working before. Actually works much better than it did before, so I'm very, very happy with it. It was a nuisance having to go off to Madrid and be changed, but of course it solved a lot of problems and meant that everything was sorted out ready for the race. So that's the first change, and then next change is we talked about this whole system, which is the power monitoring system, power meter, with the rotor cranks, and by using the software that comes with the cranks, when I've been out riding, it's determined that the way my legs work, so let's just, how are we going to do this? I need 3 hands, so we can just use a foot like a monkey. So if we call this the 3 o'clock position, then when you start riding with these ovalized chain rings, over Lloyd, we've learnt, Tom Lilly and I had a discussion, and they are actually over Lloyd. When you start riding with them, you set the ring at position 3, which is basically where it is now. Let's call it 3 o'clock, and then you ride using the software and using the monitoring software to see how your legs develop their power. Now, if your legs have what they call short twitch muscle fibre, so people like sprinters like Usain Bolt, etc., they have short twitch muscle fibres, so they're very good at sprinting. Then they develop their power here. They develop their power above 3 o'clock. As the crank arm comes over from 12, from there, they develop their power here as it comes over and through down to the 3 o'clock position. If you are someone like Mo Farah, a long distance runner, sorry, I should say, or someone who specialises in longer distance running or riding, then you're going to develop your power. You have slow twitch muscle fibre, and you develop your power after 3 o'clock. So you're going to develop it down here in that area between 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock. And what the software determined, what the app determined by going out and riding, you have to ride a minimum of 10 hours using the app, and it determined that the optimal position for me, being that I've always been good at like long distance riding and long distance riding, long distance running. My optimal position was 4. So I've moved that chain ring around from the position 3 to the position 4, which means that it's optimized for me to develop my power a little bit later in the stroke. So I did that before that last ride, which I recorded, the one where I went over to Cartama with the guys, the evening ride, and I was immediately developing more power for the same effort. So basically it's made my pedal stroke more efficient, and I'm getting more of the power available out of my legs, probably all of the power actually. So my maximum power for that ride was nearly 1,000 watts. So I was really developing a lot of power at one point, and that's much more than I've developed before out on the mountain bike. So the 2 changes: we've got the suspension change to the 2019 spec from the 2018 spec. I've changed the chain ring position around to position 4 from position 3, so that I'm developing my power in a more efficient manner for my legs, so it matches the way my legs work better. And I've also changed the tyres on the bike. So we've now got these Maxxis tyres, which is a brand that I've not used before, but I've been looking at for a while. And I've got one on the front. It's called it's upside down, I'm afraid, but it's called the Ardent Race on the front, which has this profile, which is very similar to the Specialized tyre I had on before, very, very similar. And then on the back I've got the Icon, Maxxis Icon, which again has a profile very similar to the one that I had on before from Specialized. So I've got my 2 worn tyres here, Specialized tyres, and I'll take those with me as spares, and in case of emergency, in case I tear a big hole in one of these tyres, I'll have those as spares that I can put on, because there's nothing wrong with those, they're just worn. And what I'll do is I'll do the races in France on these tyres, then I'll probably take these off and put those back on again, because they're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with them, and they're fine for training, but obviously I want to have optimum situation for the races, so as much grip as possible and as much confidence as possible in the tyres. So I've changed over to those to these Maxxis tyres. So yeah, the bike's all completely ready to go. As you see, I've given it a good clean, and I have done the WD-40 section of the chain. I've got to put the final lube on now. This race I'm trying out a different lube. I've been using Motorex lube before, which is really good. That's what I used from Madrid. But I'm trying out this. It's very well known. It's Finish Line dry lubricant with Teflon. So I'm giving that a try for France, and we'll see how that goes. The Motorex one, amazingly, between Madrid and Santiago, it almost didn't need more lube on the chain. I lubed it before I went, and it didn't need it. I did lube it again once, but it didn't really need it. So we'll see how this stands up, whether it's as good. We'll see whether it's as strong. So that's it for this, guys. So Lisa's bike is done. I'll take you up there now and show you her bike in the bike bag, and then I will oil the chain on this one, and I'll put this in the bike bag. So that'll be 2 bikes in their bike bags. and as I just mentioned, the gravel bike is going to stay in the trainer until Sunday, and then I'll get that ready and put that in its bike bag, and then all 3 bikes will be in the car. Alright guys, speak to you in a moment. So the red bike that you saw earlier, that's now in this bike bag, the 2 wheels and the bike itself. The only thing I've had to take off the bike, I didn't have to actually, I have taken off to decrease the width, is the pedals. So I've just taken the pedals off and turned them around so they're on the inside of the cranks instead of the outside of the cranks. Taken the 2 wheels out, and then that's it, all fits into this bike bag. So all 3 bikes are going to go in the back of the car. I just removed this shield here. This comes out, it's just a luggage shield. Just take that out, fold all the seats down. Let's see if this will open without me having to move that. Yeah. So I'll fold all the seats down here, and then the bikes will come through into there, and they sit upright in here. So we'll have the 3 bikes here, 1, 2 and 3, and we'll still have a little space on this side just for the luggage. What's good about this car is that we've got this under boot in the back, so I'll just move these things out of the way, and then underneath here I've got this rubber mat in the back for protection and for the dogs when the dogs are in. Actually, I better just take that out of there. And under here we've got an under boot which is quite substantial. So as you can see, I've got all the food in there, all the racing food. My socket set is underneath there. My toolbox will go in down there, and I'll pack as much other stuff under there as I can. So all the things that aren't needed for the journey but I wanted for racing once we get there will all go under here and stored away. And then you've still got all this flat area above, so not taking up any space in there. So I'll be able to get the 3 bikes standing up, 1, 2, 3 bikes standing up, and then our luggage up the side there, and we'll have everything. Then I'll have that little fridge plugged in at the back here, and I've got our little camping stove and bits and pieces to take with us so that we can have a drink and have a bite to eat on the way through. We're staying in Valencia on the first night, on Monday night, in the same hotel group that I stayed in Madrid. I don't know if you remember that hotel group that uses the disabled people when it can, trains them in the hotel industry. We're staying in one of those hotels, the Ilunion. Excuse me a sec, I'll give you a wipe. Something on the screen there. So we're staying there, and then on the Tuesday we'll drive up to France to be there in the afternoon, to be at the hotel in France. And then, like I said, Wednesday we're going to get signed on and everything. Alright guys, so I hope you're getting a picture of what's going on here. I will finish off my bike now and put it in the bike bag, and then I'll probably pop them in here and just check that they're sitting in okay, and then I can pretty much finish up loading up the tools as well. Speak to you soon. Bye for now. Okay guys, so here's 2 of the 3 bikes in the car. This is Lisa's bike and this is my bike here, my mountain bike, and we've just got the gravel to go in. So the gravel will go in here, and we've got room up the side for cases and everything. And actually there's quite a bit of space at the front here as well, in front of the bikes, so there's plenty of room along there as well for bags and bits and pieces. Alright guys, so everything is moving along nicely. Speak to you soon.